does look cool, though. That does look fucking cool.
Now we've got 2 spaces. Jesus, looks hostile.
Oh my god, this looks dangerous. Pete, would you like to give us a safety briefing, considering you do emergency shit in real life?
Oh god.
When stepping out the dropship, make sure to be careful of those lava pools, otherwise they will burn you to death. Right, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Let's go over here, Pete. Let's go find out what this one does.
Right, I finished it.
Okay, let's see how much fucking damage this does. Oh, it's just a bit warm.
She's squealing.
It's just
the old girl.
I'm not even taking any. Is this meant? It's still acid. It's not lava.
Yeah,
Archie, bullshit. Again. How's it going, guys? I'm pretty sure you've probably seen this map by now. It's actually been out for a week. It's just I've been really sort of fucking slow on the upload. However, by the time you're watching this video, Renegade Abe should have been revealed / released. And so I actually got a sneak preview of him back when I was at TRS about a month ago. Now, I have to confess, I actually haven't seen any gameplay of him, but I did get told over a beer what he actually does. And so I thought I'd put this out as a first response video, kind of telling you what I think he's going to be and how he's going to play out. I'll also talk briefly about the map variants towards the end of the video, but by the time you're watching this video, you should have seen the trailer, you should have seen some gameplay, or something about him anyway, and you'll know very well that he is in fact an assault, which is going to shock quite a lot of people. And the reason why is because Abe is actually a trapper, and always has been a trapper, and Renegade Abe's the first variant where it's actually caused one of the characters to change classes completely, which becomes rather confusing, simply because that means you can have Abe and Renegade Abe on the same team. So some people might think it screws up the lore or story of the game a little bit, because it really doesn't make sense having 2 of the same character in one game. I know originally when Turtle Rock came up with this idea, it was more of a fact that they just didn't really care too much about the story part of it being weird having 2 of the same characters. They were kind of like, you know what, it would just be really cool to be able to have variants actually switch classes. And so you can have a Trapper Abe and you can have a Assault Abe. For all I know, they might actually make it fit in with the lore. For instance, maybe the hunters clone themselves, whatever that might be. But at the end of the day, it's a fucking video game. You know, where do the hunters go after they die? They go on the dropship. It doesn't really make much sense, but at the end of the day, it just makes the game a lot more fun. And who gives a shit? You get 2 fucking Abes. Now, I got that kind of cleared out the way. I can actually talk about what Renegade Abe does as an assault. Do you remember that I was told this a month ago, so he might have completely changed in that time. And again, as you're watching this, you probably already know what he does, but what I was told he does is basically completely works off DOT, or damage over time. So if you're not sure what that is, Wasteland Maggie is a great example of this. Basically, when you shoot the monster, fire damage then continues to do damage for a short period after you've actually shot. The only difference with Renegade Abe is his shotgun, stasis, and I do believe his tracking dart all do this dot damage. From what I was told, because of this, Renegade Abe is not very effective in a dome because he can't get damage down very quickly. However, on the chase, he's very effective because that DOT damage continues on after the monster is running. The only other final detail I know of is if you right click with his shotgun, you actually unload the whole clip. A bit like Roadhog if anyone's played Overwatch. Now that does make your shot incredibly inaccurate, but you can still left click and shoot individual shells, which makes it a lot more accurate. Now that was what I was told about him a month ago, but his trailer should be out, so I'll leave a link to that at the top of the description. Anyway, I'm very excited for Renegade Abe because, of course, being a main assault for my team, it's something that I'm going to have a good chance to practice at and going to have a lot of fun with. Speaking of my team, the whole lot of us now actually upload to YouTube, so if you actually want to see how a high level support, medic, trapper or monster plays, you can go and subscribe to them. I'll leave them in the description. A lot of you have already gone to their channels and subscribed, and apparently you've learned a lot from them, and it's really good to see how a sort of professional team come together, work together, and a few of them are actually doing tutorials on their specific role as well, so I highly recommend you go check them out. For those of you that have been supporting and already subscribed to them, I just want to say thank you, because they're so happy that their channels are growing and also that they can help you guys become better at certain roles in the game. Now I've got that out of the way, and all of you know that the new hunter variations coming out are actually going to be able to switch classes or roles. I just wanted to show a lot of you the evolved Trello board. Now what this is something the devs have actually created, and it shows what they're planning to work on, what they're currently working on, and what's ready for the game, so you can see the content before it actually comes into the game. So for instance, on the to-do list, like I mentioned in my last video, the Goliath passives are still to be done, and they also have plans to do the Behemoth and Wraith variations. But of course, if you look at the ready list, you can actually see there's an Assault and Medic variation that's ready. Now, the Assault is quite obviously Renegade Abe. Now, the Medic is actually going to be P. Parnell, and that's pretty obvious because we are going to be getting part of Shared Madness, P. Parnell, and because of all these class switching, yes, Parnell is going to be a Medic.
What? Cabot give everyone dome now. Everyone gets a dome? What's next? Parnell on the bloody med gun?
It's actually funny because that has been teased towards a lot of you for quite a while, and this Trello board has been available for quite a while as well, so it's quite an interesting tool, and it's quite nice that the devs have actually opened it up to the community. So if you want to see this Trello board, I'll leave a link in the description, and anytime you want to know what's coming out and when it's coming out, you can actually look at this board and see what's going on. Anyway, I said I'd talk about the new map variants briefly, and of course the gameplay you're watching in the background is actually from the first map variant, which is Catalysm, I do believe the name is. Sorry if I butchered that, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. So although all of you probably know what it does anyway, the green meteors heal you or give you armor as monster, and then of course the sort of fiery ones damage you, and it's, you know, not that complicated. Now, from a new player's perspective, I think this is a great map, and I genuinely think it's a lot of fun if you want to spice up the game a little bit, but for me, it's not really my thing, simply because I like to play the game competitively, and although it's not really unbalanced, it just isn't fun for me. I just find that there is a slight unbalance with it. And, you know, also, it wasn't really made for competitive, and it never will be in competitive play. It is simply just to spice up the game, and if people want to have, you know, a little bit more excitement. Most people, I've noticed, haven't really liked it, but I think there's some people that probably do like it. So there's actually meant to be another 2 map variants that are going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks. The one that's coming out with Renegade Abe is something to do with the perks. I'm not sure if there's a lot more perks, or there's perks specifically for certain classes, but I'll be making a video about it as soon as it does come out. Again, especially with this Catalysm game mode, I do find it drags out the game quite a lot, because I was finding that obviously so many healing ones were coming in, just both Monster and Hunter were just staying in domes for stupid amounts of time. Hence why I wasn't a huge fan of Cataclysm, but I think, you know, all the other map variants are going to be different, and I might prefer a couple of the other ones, but we'll have to wait and see. But otherwise than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I guess I'll be seeing you in the next one.
Driven! Driven! Griffin! What's that, mate? Sorry, had me earbuds in. I just need moment to catch breath. There's too much running for Markov. Right, well, don't you worry. We're close. I can sense him. Mr. Griffin, I do not think you actually know where the monster is. Markov, old buddy. I've done this 100 times. This one's just... he's a sneaky one. Please, do not take this wrong way, but I would very much like if you use the new planet scanner. All the other trappers are using it now. Makes things much easier on my legs. No, mate. No can do. Been doing this since I was a child. Don't need any fancy gadgets. You gotta use your eyes. Gotta use your ears. You gotta smell the beast. You gotta taste it. I think Markov is hunting with Abe more often now. Fine then. It's not just me. Many on team complain to Cabot. Cabot say if you do not start using scanner, you are off the team. of the team. You need me. Without me, you got no mobile arena. About that. Cabot give everyone dome now. Everyone gets a dome? What's next? Parnell on the bloody med gun? Griffin, please, just use scanner. Not only does it find monster, but it make you run fast, like Kyra's drugs. Fair enough, mate. I'll give it a go. Right, what the hell, this button? I think you just... No, this... Here we go. Right then. Says the big old bugger's east of here. Not so fast. On my screen, it is telling me west. See, I told you this thing was... Clever girl. Get off me, you bastard! Marco, get this thing off me!
Definitely hunting with Abe